Well, a big step for OFC with VAR on the radar, so to speak. VAR training is ongoing here at OFC this week for operators. Kevin Stoltenkamp, the head of referees at OFC. The obvious benefit, of course, is getting decisions right on the field. What else? Because there are a number of reasons why we should have VAR in our competitions.
I think it's also important thing is the confidence of the players, knowing that they're going to get support if a decision they feel went against them. And it's not only for the players, it's also for the spectators. And for me, as a spectator, I think it also brings some excitement to the game. However, I'm really in favour of the match officials explaining the decisions so the public can understand. But the most important thing, I think, is confidence for match officials, confidence for the players, and confidence for the spectators that the decision that's been made by the referee is the correct one.
Now, of course, the process can take up to 18 months. So effectively, there's some training for some operators this week with the view to roll out almost in a practice in some tournaments this year, VAR, and then by next year, hopefully by the Champions League, a premium tournament, we'll have it unveiled for good.
Yeah, that's true. So this is the first step of a long process. We're also going to do it at our elite seminar with our own match officials, where we get these operators coming in and actually setting up under the guidance of Hawkeye in preparation for not only the match officials, but for them. It's just like the referees need lots and lots of opportunities and lots of games. So do these guys, because it's something new for them.
It's also important for development of referees, isn't it? Because if they aspire to officiate at FIFA competitions where there's VAR, they really need to have had experience on VAR, or they're just not going to get those sort of jobs.
Yeah, that is true. And I think the important thing is, as you can see now, we're getting OFC match officials going into tournaments for longer periods, and that's because of their knowledge of VAR. In the past, when they went to tournament and in the preparation, we don't do VAR, and it's like, it's frowned upon. And I think I have to take my hat off to our confederation and other confederations who have supported us, because it's not just about on the field, it's also off the field, and we want our match officials to excel wherever they go. We want them to be in tournaments until the end of a tournament, but by having this knowledge and having these opportunities to experience VAR in competitions, even though it's not locally, it's also going to ensure that they go further and further into tournaments.
So is the vision to have a studio set up in one location, and then of course there's the audio-visual comms coming in from all our OFC territories, the 11 member associations, but the VAR operator would not be travelling around specifically to tournaments. So the importance of getting the comms right, as we've seen with VAR, is crucial, isn't it?
Yeah, that is true. So at the moment we got a server that is based here in Auckland, which we use for training, and ideally this is the server that we could use to start moving out before we introduce MVAR. And you're correct. The important thing is for when we appoint the project manager to go out to the islands and test the systems and all that there, because we might have different systems. We might have, in some countries, we could use the bunker, but in other countries, we might have to use the MVAR, where, like in this case, using Hawkeye, they will go in there with the mobile unit and make sure that things are working. Communication is the most important thing, because without the comms between the referee and the AVR and the VAR, we never know what the decision is going to be.
And how many people are going through the VAR training this week in Auckland?
At the moment, we've got 5 people going through the operators training. And the reason for this is, as much as we're concentrating on the match officials, I think it's also important that we also concentrate on the development of our video operators, so they can basically mirror what each one is doing. So when it is implemented, we're not still looking at training our people. We have people qualified just to start rolling on as it comes into practice.
Fantastic. A great step forward for refereeing in OFC.
Yeah, it is. And I take my hat off to everybody. Yes, I know we don't have it in our region, but it's important that this is an investment that when it is implemented, we got people that have the expertise.